It's bigger. It's louder. It's better than ever. This still isn't your typical motorsports podcast. This is the 10th anniversary of Crush This, a monster truck podcast brought to you by J Concepts. For 10 years, your hosts, the monster truck Canucker Bradshaw and Dan Chichagash, have brought you into the minds and personalities of the monster truck industry. Strap in and hold on tight. This is Crush This!
Hey, Monster Truck fans, Crush's fans, Dan Chichagash here. Once again, thank you to J Concepts, our Crush's podcast presented by J Concepts. Oh, man, what an awesome show that we're going to have this week. Once again, folks, I want to tell you ahead of time, this is a recorded episode. So with that being said, if you guys have any questions for Jordan in this episode, don't get upset if he does not read it, or if you think he's annoying you, he's not, because this is a recorded episode. So anything you're going to ask him, you won't be able to answer in general. But if you do, message him or anything, find his social with the show. And if you want to ask him any questions, he'll probably feel free to answer back and send that mail to you. So I'm going to tell you that frequently throughout the whole episode. With this also, we're getting ready, with this episode, we're getting ready to head to DuQuoin, Illinois. I will be racing against Mike Vaughters. Chris, I forget his last name. I'm sorry, sir, if I screwed that up, but he'd be in higher education. We are facing Brad Chipper in Against the Grain, and also Apples, Stephen Thompson and Hurricane Force. So we're gonna have one Friday, one Saturday, and one Sunday event. I believe in DuQuoin, Illinois, Monsters of Destruction, and then the Kurt and Mark will be at Raleigh, North Carolina for Monster Jam. So that's going to be pretty cool for that too. We're also bringing the ride truck to DuQuoin. So go check that out. Like I said before, I want to thank J Concepts. You type in Crush This at the checkout for 15% off all items at checkout. Look at that, the Lone Ranger right there. The heart and soul of my race team right there. I took care of, when I say that, it's because, I studied and I looked at pictures and I looked at, what I need to do, the bumpers and the everything to the point where I needed to get the truck, even as a United States hot rod decals on the front bumpers. So I thought that was pretty neat and stuff like that. So with the help of J Concepts, with the 73, with the Ranger body, the regular chassis, it also has a 27-turn silent turn motors from J Concepts. This truck's completely a J Concepts truck, and I want to thank him for that. But with that also being said, we are also having a new product that's coming out at the end of February and the beginning of March, and you guys need to check it out. So here we go.
Tell me about the inspiration for this model.
The reason I started an RC to begin with was because I liked monster trucks.
When you think J Concepts, you think innovation. But before all of that, it started with monster trucks.
If it was 12-year-old me and I was able to pick this up, it would be the ultimate gift.
For years, the dream has been alive to bring back a piece of RC history, to capture the energy, the grit, and the fun of the golden era. Now, That vision is ready to roll.
It's Lithium Pro. Nice air from Rona there. One from his brother. Wide corner. So far, he's got a lead. Who can put the power down? It's Rona.
There is a path that leads to somewhere with this kit. A lot more went into this than just throwing some big tires on a chassis. It's a truly a high-end vehicle wrapped up into a monster truck.
The Reactor isn't just built for the track, it's designed to adapt. With 3 wheelbase options, you can tune it to your style. The standard 10.75-inch chassis, quick and predictable, perfect for racing. The long 13-inch setup, stable, smooth, and built for scale looks. And those chasing that 80s throwback, a short 9.75-inch option to really cartoon it out. All courtesy of J Concepts certified optional parts. One platform, endless ways to build. Introducing the J Concepts Reactor, a throwback, a reimagining, a Stage 2 retro monster truck designed by passion and built for today's RC world.
Jason Rona in that lithium machine.
This isn't just another release. This is a milestone for J Concepts and for every fan who ever dreamed about running one of these beasts.
Getting into a different segment for us, selling a full built kit. We did sell a BJ4 and a BJ4 Worlds Edition. This is a different genre for us to be selling a kit in. Our strategy here was we wanted to give the customer the best possible vehicle out of the box.
The wait is almost over.
I'm Jason Rona, and this is the Reactor Stage 2 Retro Monster Truck.
Well, guys, thank you for watching that. Like I said, the Reactor is coming out the end of February and March. So go take a look at that. That's some pretty cool stuff there, too. So while we're at it, well, that's about the cleaning house deal. Brad's once again in college. What else is new? But he's doing his thing and getting ready to go and do some graphic design work and all that jazz. So look forward to seeing him and what he's going to do here. If you watch some of his projects, that's coming about too. But we're going to thank some of our sponsors, one of our sponsors here. And then we're going to have Jordan Fisher, member of the Metal Shop and the driver of the Airmail monster truck. So here we go.
Are you ready to get in on the action here on the Monster Truck Attitude YouTube channel? Look no further. Head over to Facebook where you can sign up for all the great events we host right here on the MTA YouTube channel. Be sure to sign up for the events and register your name and get locked in with a monster truck of your own and get ready for the great thrills and spills right here on the MTA YouTube channel. Again, find us on Facebook, register for these events, and you soon will be competing in all the great events. We hope to see you there and get ready for the wild and crazy action. Be sure to subscribe and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a beat right here on the Monster Truck Attitude YouTube channel.
Well, we'd like to thank Monster Truck Attitude for what they have done. Look at all their stuff that's going on here. And, man, take a look, good luck, and sign up and win some downhill monster truck racing. But while we're at it here, once again, folks, this is a recorded episode. So if any questions for Jordan and I, and we don't read it or can't read it, once again, sorry for that. But once again, like I said, it's a recorded episode. But get started here with Mr. Jordan Fisher. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem. Normally we do a start off and talk about, the beginning portion. We'll get to that in a little bit, but we got to talk about, a few weeks ago in Salisbury, Maryland, you kind of rattle a few cages, let's just say. during that weekend. It was your hometown show. A lot of people may not know that you and Ryan are best friends. So you guys are perfect match for a teammate with the metal shot team there. And going through that, we're going to put our share screen here. You took out a lot of big hitters Friday night. Talk about the weekend there at Salisbury, the Monster Blizzard Monster Metal Monster show.
Yeah, it was the first year that we, the Monsters of Metal, got the opportunity to come back and do the Civic Center. It used to be another promoter in the past, and they took a year off last year just to kind of settle things down. And then we got the opportunity to be a part of it this year and actually promote the show. And everything totally different layout for us. Everybody used to park inside. We moved everything. Everybody parked outside this year. It was a little cold, but we all made it through it. But it opened up the floor space a lot, so we could do the J-hook style racing, and have a backflip ramp in the back. Pit party was in another building, so it gave the fans opportunity to come see the trucks without getting their feet all dirty and track dirt everywhere through the Civic Center.
Ever thought of parking a monster truck in a basketball gym?
I never thought I would, but we did it.
How was a tight fit, or was that how was that feeling of just parking? You were in high school one day and you never thought that you would one day I'm gonna park a monster truck in the basketball stadium.
It actually wasn't bad. Their garage door is pretty big, so getting in wasn't bad. It was just tight getting turned around and stuff, but other than that, it was perfect for a pit party.
Nice. And then you had a lot of heavy hitters there too. You brought back one from retirement. He never said he was retired, Brandon Vincent. But you brought him back. You had Corey Snyder, Daniel Donnelly, who's up and coming, Scooby, the guy, Greg Witchenbach. He's always a high right reel. And then you got Ryan and, much more. When you have that group of trucks that are going to a show like this, that gotta feel pretty cool that, they could book any other show if they want to, but they picked your company's show to run that weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. It was awesome to have 7 of the best monster trucks around, honestly. Brandon Vincent was behind the wheel of Bad Company. John was out doing the Monster Jam stuff. It was really cool to have Brandon come back and come to our show. And it wasn't like, oh man, I probably got this one in the bag this weekend. You had no idea who was going to win. Even though it was our hometown show, it was anybody had a shot at it. 7 of the best trucks around.
Man, let's talk about that Friday night, though. That Friday night, any driver would love to have what you had that Friday night, the clean sweep. Your first out of the track against Scooby. During that whole night, it seems like you favored the right lane for that, and you're hitting the apex of the turn good. You could tell how a lot of the trucks were running, or pushing, and yours kind of was turning. But then again, with good luck on your end, Ryan was having problems too that Friday night. If you want to explain about Friday.
Yeah, so Friday night in racing, round 1, like you said, I had Scoob and the Lumberjack truck won that round, and then second round I had Brandon driving Bad Company, and I honestly thought it was done with at that point. I was like, well, this is my Friday night, so I managed to pull up the win on him. I think he clipped the tire turning, and then in the finals it was me and Greg and Crustacean, and was able to pull off the win. And that alone was pretty cool, just to be able to win against some of the top contenders, honestly, around. And then we went in a freestyle. Ryan had some steer pump issues. We thought after racing, we thought we got it fixed, but we ended up not getting it fixed till after the show. But he went out for freestyle and lost steering. So he wasn't able to do a full freestyle, unfortunately, but I went out before him in freestyle, and I was having fun Friday night. one of my best freestyles, I would say. And then when Ryan lost steering during his freestyle, I was in the truck because we were going to do a little bit different cheer off kind of thing with the trucks. But we ended up not having to do that at all. Rick radioed over to Trey Myers, which was our tech guy in the back, and Trey told me to get tight. I'm like, for what we're getting ready to do, the cheer off? I'm like, I'm good. And he come up in the cab. He's like, no, get tight. He said, you're back flipping. I was like, oh, all right, let's do it.
How were you feeling then?
Honestly, I wasn't nervous as I thought I would be. Like, I was like, let's try it, see what happens. Originally, the plan was Ryan was going to backflip Friday night, and I was going to backflip Saturday night.
So, time out 1 second. I want to know, was there, prior to this weekend, was there ever talks with you and Ryan and Rick about anything about backflipping? Did you, was there any ideas of it? I know this is a catch on the, heat of the moment type deal, but prior to that, was there ever chats about you doing a backflip? Not for this weekend, but in general.
No, actually there wasn't. It was just try and get through the show and be the guy that keeps it in one piece. Well, attempts to. But we were planning the show out, and we were talking about the arena size and stuff like that. And we were talking, and Rick's like, Jordan's going to backflip. I'm like, oh, okay, let's do it. And so then we planned on Ryan doing it Friday night, and then I was supposed to do it Saturday night. And then I ended up trying it Friday night, not fully rotating. Rookie mistake. I checked up. I looked at the tack, and I thought I should have been at a different RPM than what I was at. So I checked up and landed pretty hard, and I felt it pretty good the next day. And then Saturday night, Ryan landed his backflip, and I'm outside in a tunnel. I could see it a little bit, so that got me excited. And then I came out for my freestyle and rotated it, but also tore up a bunch of stuff while doing it. So,
was that turn a little intimidating? Because I feel like probably a lot of people would check up, especially when you're side by side with another truck.
Not really. Driving toward, actually, it caused me to drive harder, because when I saw another person in that corner with me, I was like, oh yeah, we got to go harder on this thing. Make sure we get the win.
So here's I think this is 9-3 that we're talking about. You're facing Daniel Donnelly here.
Yep.
So with that, the mountaintop, let's just say, pretty much you had enough room between. That was a good race between you two.
Mm-hmm.
And stopping wise, you had to finish out. So was the stopping area of the track anything was concerned to you or anything like that, or
not really? When we first built the track, we tested it. When we got the track done, we made sure that there was plenty of room to stop, even jumping the hill wide open, and there was plenty of room. It was just, in a small arena, you got to drive with a little bit of common sense. So other than that, it wasn't bad at all. It was, for the first time in Salisbury, they've never seen racing like that. And it was good competition. It kept everything honestly, with like the turning tire in the corner. And then we used our staging lights. So everything was awesome.
Oh, look at that. What were you doing?
Yeah, I messed up on that one.
Hey, you did it for the company,
Yeah.
I have to do
one of us had to win.
Also. Yeah. But you know what? It's all around win in general. How was it winning? I mean, not just winning, but being there in your home arena. And, it's always, I feel like it's a pitching moment, including if I'm racing at like Pittsburgh Motor Speedway, just racing in your hometown area. It's very surreal.
Yeah, like Salisbury is where I started driving 4 years ago. Rick let me drive smoking for the first time. I did it in that arena there, and I ran airmail the following year, and then we didn't do anything last year there, and then this year to be able to be a part of the promotion side of it and do the show was awesome. And I've always I've always loved going there. Even as a kid, like Rick would run there, I would go. My dad would help Rick in the pits and stuff like that. So, and then I would hang out with Ryan whenever we could. So it's always been one of the places, even in like middle school and stuff like that, I would make my mom pick me up from school and take me by the Civic Center to see who's there and who's not there yet.
Let's talk about, you and Ryan's friendship. A lot of people may not know this, and how close you two guys are.
Yeah. So when Rick had Backdraft, my dad would help him, and we would go on the road, go to arenas. I would play monster trucks with the toys in the pits and be the annoying little bratty kid. And then me and Ryan just got really close, honestly, created a friendship. And then as we got older, I went to college. We kind of not lost our connection, but we went our separate ways for a little bit, but we still kept in contact. And then I went to Monster Jam, worked in the engine department there for a little bit. And then right before COVID happened, I moved back home, and I've been here ever since. And we've been 3 stadium tours, I think it is, together. So we spent a lot of time on the road together, checking out all kinds of cool places and getting to see a lot of cool fans in different cities.
How was it working with Richard Midget? With the motor side of stuff with Monster Jam, he was the architect that pretty much, if you want the standard longevity monster truck motor, you would go after the 540, Merlin that he always created, put together. How was that experience for you?
It was honestly super cool. I wasn't even planning on working there. I just happened to stop in. We were going to a drag race nearby, and I stopped in, just started talking to him, and then he said we were looking for a engine teardown guy, and I was like, I'll try it. And then I ended up moving down there, did the engine teardown for a little bit, and then between him, Kevin, and Jared, they kind of took me under their wing and then showed me their ways of building motors. And then my first motor I actually built was one of the motors for Tom Mentz, so it was pretty cool experience. And honestly, everything that I learned, even throughout my whole life, like college, even working at Drummond Race Cars, Metal Shop, and Monster Jam, I continue to use everything I've learned still to this day, and I just keep building off of it a little bit.
So are you pretty much are you like the engine guy for the Metal Shop, or?
Yeah. Yep.
So was it a big learning curve for the EFI system for you compared to the mechanical, or was, schooling and stuff like that gave you a heads up on, the EFI technology?
Like at our school, we learned a little bit of it. Like we just touched the basics pretty much. But like honestly, we went with Fuel Tech for Shaker, and their tech support's awesome. And then we did a whole training session where we got to take Ryan's truck down to John Gordon's place, which is right down the road from Fuel Tech, and Kohler was there, and John, and we did a whole and one of Jamie's trucks, and we did a whole like hands-on training so we could see, like, okay, this is what it does in the real world, and whatever problems we had, we could address right there with one of their guys on site.
Which is pretty interesting, because the way we were learning it through Holly and stuff with our Hemis and stuff, it's like we're only dealing with maybe like between 5 to 10% of what it can do.
Right. Yeah.
We're basic. We're like green basic with EFI compared to what drag racers use. They use all the readings. They can before they can do on-site tuning and air and everything like that. And for the technology that we're going through with EFI, have you experimented a little bit, or you just kept it, the basic needs that needs to be?
We've kept it to basic needs, and as we run into a little bit of like things that we'll learn and build off of it. But as far as like utilizing everything on ours, we've got the EGTs, We're checking. We got EGTs on one screen. We've got steer pressure sensors, so we can see if a steer pump's going out, rear steer or front steer. We've got transmission temp and pressure. So we've got a little bit more than the Holley side of things, like what Monster Jam or the other competitors are using. So we get a little bit more data, but like for the most part, we just build off the basics, like the map and stuff like that. And once we're set pretty much.
So, like you said, you have a. I mean, you always been a monster truck fan in general, and what got you into this girl right here? What's the story behind the drag racer that you had, that which later on became the idea of the monster truck that you currently drive?
Right. So, growing up, my dad's always had hot rods or drag cars or stuff like that. And I started out in his Chevelle. Then I moved up to, my mom had a 79 Camaro growing up in high school, and for some reason, somehow they kept it. And then, me and dad redid everything and turned it into a drag car. And then I wanted something different and unique. And I found one day on Marketplace, I found a mail Jeep, that postal Jeep body, and the plans weren't really to go the way it went. It was supposed to be just like a rat rod build that I took to Cruising Ocean City right down the road from us and try and sell it. But then I had tubing left over from when I did the Camaro, and one thing led to another. It turned out to a full-blown drag car deal, and then I couldn't sell it. And we had a bunch of fun with it. And then the drag racing side of things around here kind of not died out, but it's got some things with it that aren't fun, or as fun as I should say. But we don't mind. We would always travel to like North Carolina, run Carolina No Time and stuff like that. And then Rick actually came up with the idea. We were in Indy, I think it was, and he's like, we should put a mail Jeep body on the chassis and call it airmail. So that's kind of how the whole mail theme came about. And somehow, some way, I've been stuck with the mail truck theme, even through the mud truck now.
Yeah. Oh, so you now have a mud truck also?
Yeah. It's actually the body that was on the drag car I took off and put on a mud truck. It's a F-106 mega truck style deal, run Premier mega truck and all the events Dennis has, and then plus the local stuff that we do here.
So with that too, when I always get, let me try to get this question here, because, you have drivers that drive like 50, 60, 70 shows a year. Well, for you're probably driving between 10 to 15 a year?
Yeah,
maybe. So how do you get your confidence up? And I'm assuming it's like a bicycle, but the seat time that you're getting compared to the other drivers,
right.
What gets you motivated and what get you focused on, trying to, I guess, keep up with the Joneses?
Right. No, absolutely. So honestly, going in the past couple years, I've always been the first show's been super rusty, and I'll admit it, I've been lost or look lost or whatever. But honestly, I don't know if it's helped me or caused me to create more damage and mess up more stuff. But the mud truck, getting out with it, running when I can with it, I think has helped me, because my biggest thing when I first got in a truck, which I think everyone probably does it, is not staying in the throttle long enough, leaving a jump. And my mud truck's front engine, so it's literally right there in front of you. You see it. You're like, I have to stay in the throttle. If not, we're going to nose this thing down in the ground hard. So I think a mixture of the drag racing side of things and just enjoying monster trucks and being able to run my mud truck when I can has definitely helped me in the long run for the monster truck side of things.
My problem currently is momentum.
Right.
Speed, momentum.
Yep.
I feel like I'm going fast, but I need to go faster.
Oh yeah. They'll play I'll inside the cab. It feels like you're burning down the world, and then they show you a video and you're like, are you kidding me? I only got like 2 foot off the ground. I swear I was like 10
Yeah.
or whatever. But yeah, now and like this week or last weekend at Salisbury, I was trying to work on as I'm jumping to be ready to turn. Like I used to just jump, land, then turn, and it just like killed the momentum. So I tried to focus on that this weekend, either start turning with the front steering or start turning with the rear steering. So when I land, I was already turned and headed for the next obstacle.
Yeah, that's another thing too. And the thing with you driving that mega mud truck, though, that thing is lighter, but just as powerful or more than the monster truck. So when you're going full tilt boogie on that thing, you're kind of, you know, and I mean drag racing too. So you know where you already have a taste of speed.
Right.
You already drank that. You know, I mean,
Yep.
you have that in your system. But you know, the I think the mega mud trucks, you know, you get better training with the monster truck compared to drag racing, because drag racing, you go the 0 to 100 and then you're done.
Yeah,
The
yep,
monster trucks,
exactly.
you're going on and off, on and off, on and off, and you're covering a lot of ground.
And that's like the mega truck side of things. It's literally the best of both worlds. You still get the monster truck effect of it from jumping and getting big air and stuff like that, but you still get like where the mega truck is so much lighter, like you said, than the monster truck, and it's legitimately the same exact horsepower. You get the speed of the drag racing side of things. So that's why I love it, honestly. It's the best of both put together.
Okay, so we're going to do a quick little commercial break here, and we're going to talk about the metal shop here for a little bit with Jordan Fisher and the Air Mail monster truck. Once again, thank you to Back Channel Productions with that awesome video. Go see them out on YouTube. They got just done doing video work for Madison, Wisconsin. They're probably going to be at the Coin here when we do the program here. So you said you went from helping out with Richard Midget in the engine program, and then kind of towards COVID and then the end of COVID. You said you always kept in touch with Ryan, but you wasn't as close as you were since you were younger.
Right.
So how did that rekindle, and how did you getting with the metal shop?
Yeah, so when COVID happened, I actually reached out to Rick because I could see where it was going, honestly. But I reached out to Rick, and he's like, "No, absolutely. I think we've got the perfect spot for you." And at the time, it was we did a bunch of hot rod work at the time, which we still do. But at the time, that's the role that I filled. And then Brandon, which he used to work here, he was the engine guy at that time. And then me and him kind of worked together back and forth with ideas that Rick and Ryan, all of us had as far as what we should do monster truck wise, which led me to where I am now, which I do the engine machine work for our monster truck motors and customer motors, and then do the assembly and take care of the monster trucks and our 2 ride trucks. Between me and Chris on the ride truck side of things, we keep those going as well.
And then you guys are also one of the staples, like from Concussion, Patrick, CRD, Eddie. You guys are one of those guys that also builds turnkey monster trucks too. Yep,
absolutely. So Ryan actually, it's called a Gen X chassis, which we actually sat in Reno, Nevada in a hotel room one night, just bouncing ideas off each other of things that we liked and didn't like about the current chassis, and just ways we can make things faster and easier to work on, especially in between rounds of racing. And the current chassis that he's in right now, which is his Gen X chassis, is definitely the cream of the crop. So I think that's the staple.
Now yours is the last gen.
Mine is a Gen 3.
Okay.
So it's the same as Corey's, and it's the same that Paul had.
Okay, so it's also the same as what Ratu had too, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. All right. So that was formerly Smoke.
Yes.
Right. War
Yep.
Machine also, wasn't it?
No, it was never War Machine. This was the truck
Okay.
that we put together for Rick when he came back as Smoking, and gosh, probably 5 years ago or so.
Okay. Sorry about that. I'm still trying to get my hands up on the numerologies of your guys' chassis because I remember when I was working for Monster Jam, there was that big not scandal, but situation with the name War Machine on that truck because of that couple that was in Las Vegas and the UFC fighter and whatever and that stuff. So
Right.
I didn't know if that was the same chassis or it's a different one. Like, for instance, the one that's behind you that's hanging upside down.
Yep.
That one's the first one, isn't it?
I believe that is the first one. Yep. And then when they cut a bunch of bars out of it, it's still got like a dummy motor, and it's just as light as we could get it to hang from the ceiling.
Now, you guys do more than just monster trucks in the metal shop. You're an off-road. Well, you guys are an off-road palace, pretty much. You guys will do anything for anyone. You name it, you'll work on it, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got the speed shop up front. If I can figure out how to flip the camera around. Let's see. There we go. So we've got the speed shop up front, which we carry everything from MSD parts to auto meter to we've got a whole Fragola fitting aisle right there. Brake parts, the brakemen, carburetors, even nitrous outlet. We have some fuel tech, race pack, and then headers from anything from hot rod to drag car to even we have a whole selection here of off-road like 4x4 Jeeps and stuff like that. Wheels, tires, turtle box radios, you name it, we can pretty much get it.
Man. And then what out for the pickup truck wise, it looks like you guys do a lot of Jeeps and diesel work too, or any type of off-road vehicle?
Any type of off-road vehicle, honestly. Wheels, tires, lift kits. Pretty much if you have an idea, we can bring it to life.
You know, and then also you have tons of I think you have CNC machines too, so you guys can make parts and stuff too, right?
Yep, and we actually just have another. We got another. It's a Centroid actually coming here soon, so we'll be able to even do more than what we can do now, which will be awesome.
When I was there maybe a few years back, dropping parts off for Zane or two when they had their shop in Delaware. When I came over here, you guys have like a mini campus. So what's the other buildings are like?
So this is the front shop that you would come into, and then I'll take you for a tour. I'll show you the other two shops. This shop over here. I think I'm right. Yeah. This shop over here is the fab shop.
Oh, okay.
We've got a laser back in the back, 2 brakes, multiple welders, all kinds of talent. That's the chassis jig. Ryan's actually, he's going to build a rock crawler right now. So that's what's on the chassis jig right now. And he designs everything. And then all the guys over here and Chloe, they turn it into reality.
So that's the system that he uses when he designs his monster truck chassis, or with the Mega Mud Truck too. That's a metal shop Mega Mud Truck that you drive, right?
No, so I have parts from the metal shop on it, components and stuff like that. But I actually bought it from a guy in North Carolina. His name's Tanner Bacon. But hopefully one day we'll do a metal shop chassis for a mega truck. We've got our Meritor housings that we build. So the plan is to put 2 of those with rear steer underneath my chassis this year.
I remember seeing you a couple years back, Pittsburgh. You were checking out, I think, the Freedom Flyer or the
Freedom Express.
Yeah, Freedom Express, and also Berserk.
Yep.
Those were they're both metal shop trucks, but one was kind of different than the other.
Yeah. So Brad Kovacs, he started building the truck himself, and then we ended up finishing it for him, and we went through and made sure everything was right with his motor. And then we, for Freedom Express, it came to us. We did some updates to it, and then assembled everything, and then went out and made sure everything's good with both those guys, and continue to go out with them and talk to them. And they're 2 close friends now, honestly.
I was about to say, I was like, the Freedom Express, it was always a favorite to win at that show, and a favorite to win anywhere. Dave has been really kicking ass with that truck.
Absolutely. Dave's a wild man. I would love to see him get behind the wheel of a monster truck at least one time, because he absolutely throws down in a mega truck. So I know in a monster truck he would do just exactly the same.
Hell yeah. So this is your CNC machine shop?
This is our what we call the automotive shop and machine shop. Yeah. So I'll show you this way. This is the engine room. This is one of the completed monster trucks. That's actually my mud truck engine, and then another monster truck engine going together. But this is
you build
pretty.
You build the monster truck engines and stuff?
Yep. Yeah. And then this is the room. We try to keep it clean and organized. This is the room that we do that in. And then we have I almost forgot this, honestly. We have a dyno in here. We're working on setting it up. So once it's set up, we'll be able to test everything right here and then replicate the real world. And then we've got our crank balancer. So we balance all of our cranks right here in house. We've got our engine hone. So
you guys can fix if someone like us having a Brad Anderson Hemi and needs to get patched and fixed, you guys be able to do that, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We can right now we can hone blocks and balance crankshafts and resurface cylinder heads and engine blocks, and whatever we can't do, we've got a guy right down the road that we use as well, that we can get pretty much anyone out of a jam in little to no time. So
what is I'm assuming shaker in your truck is actually different than a 540, isn't it?
No, well, yes. So the typical 540s, 4/500 bore and 4 1/4. We're actually 4/500 bore, 4 3/8 stroke. So we have a little bit more cubic inch than the 540. We're right at 565, 555 area, right around that area for cubic inch.
And you guys run aluminum or cast iron?
No, we run a lot of Dart Big M's. That's one of them right there. Dart or like my mud truck motor, it's a Merlin base block. So pretty much between those two is what we use.
Do you get people requesting? Do you deal like with Ford engines and Hemis also?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like we did Brad Kovacs's Ford blower motor deal. And then we did actually this truck over here. We just did a Ford motor for it. He's a local guy to us, and we're doing steering on it now. But it's a big block Ford, and honestly, it's a super lightweight, old school truck. But it's running tractor tires, and it's hard to compete with. I'm gonna be honest. It's super quick.
So, is there? You seem like one of those guys. If you get any challenges, if it's a Ford Hemi or a big block Chevy, you'll take that. But is there like any motors out of the three? Is there any of them challenging?
Not really. They've all got their pros and cons, honestly. Like at the end of the day, your right foot has no idea if it's a Ford, Chevy, Dodge. It has no idea. It's just doing whatever you tell it to do.
Gotcha. Man, look at that. That looks like a long round. That looks like something you see in the mid 90s.
Yeah, it used to be a mud rail, and then the owner has turned it into a tractor tire deal that he runs around at the local events around here. So he's tough competition.
Looks like he's a straight shooter. And there's a couple is that your truck right there, or is that
Yeah,
Ryan?
no, that's mine. It's in pieces. I got a little too rough on things, but I'm working on putting it back together.
When's
And
your
then-
next deal with it?
We've got I don't know if it's been announced yet, but I've got one coming up in a couple weeks. So I don't know if I'm supposed to say yet, but it's in 2 weeks I'm doing a show.
Oh, that's pretty cool. You know,
But like everything, like we even do, like we just Ryan designed these headers. We scan everything, and Ryan designed these headers, and actually he welded them up, and we just got them done today. So that's another mud truck guy local to us, but he's super quick and fast as well.
I'll tell you what, I do like the headers sometimes you guys run. I think like Garner's trucks had them. I think Team Throttle Monster has a couple of them.
Yeah, they
guys
have a couple of them
Western.
too, and the Paglarulus or Pagla, however you say their last name, I always butcher it, but
Yeah.
they've got them on their trucks as well.
Has a nice little growl to them too, and you know I'm surprised. It's crazy to know that Monster Jam okays that. It's because of what's the filter inside of them.
Yeah, yep. So it's got a muffler with a filter on it. I'm walking over to my truck like I don't have them on mine. I've got the traditional old school Zoomies on mine. So, but Ryan's truck has those headers on it, and they've got the EGTs in them and everything like that. So they're awesome, honestly.
Is yours mechanical?
Yeah, mine's still mechanical.
Yeah, so is mine.
Yeah, mine's simple right now.
All right, is there works and talks about you converting to EFI?
We've talked about it, but for right now, we're keeping it on the simple side of things. Just one less thing to go wrong, honestly. But but in the big picture, as far as having issues, we really honestly haven't had any issues with our fuel tech system. So the big thing, honestly, for us is maintenance, like cleaning injectors, cleaning the fuel filter, just going over every wire and connection, making sure everything is up to par and not being forgotten.
Gotcha. Man, is there any social media people can follow you at?
Yeah, my Instagram's Fisher _motorsports, and then just Jordan Fisher on Facebook, or I have a Facebook page as well, Fisher Motorsports, and then follow the Metal Shop as well. It's we're on Instagram. That's the Metal Shop, and same thing on Facebook. You can't miss us. We're super easy to find.
Man, Jordan, thank you for being on here. And man, I gotta have you back on. It was a pretty fast episode.
Yeah, it went by quick.
Yeah, I tell you that much. But man, thank you for being on, and I'll see you down the road.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem. That was Jordan Fisher, guys. Thank you for being on. Brad, like I said, on college. Once again, we are on a recorded episode. So if you guys did comment, I'm sorry we didn't read it. Once again, the social medias that Jordan just said. If you have any questions, shoot him a message. He'll answer. And the same thing with us too. If you have any questions,
I try my best to answer all of them. So don't be scared. Message away.
Yes, there we go. So if you have any questions on this podcast, and after this, and you want to, like I said, follow his. What is easier for you, your Facebook or Instagram?
Either one. I'm usually pretty good at answering either one, honestly.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. I'll reply to any of them.
Okay, we'll do. So yeah, go ahead and hit him up, and he'll answer as many questions as he possibly can for you guys. But he'll get to them. He won't, dodge you or anything like that. If you have any questions for Jordan, feel free to ask him. Anything that needs to be. But once again, for the guests for next time, I'll let you guys know on Facebook, on Instagram also. Like I said, Brad's in college right now, finishing up his degree in graphic design. I'll see you guys in DeCoin, Illinois. If you guys come up, say hi and have a good time, and we'll have a blast. But once again, the Bradshaw, Dan Chichegosh, that's Jordan Fisher. Keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up. Peace.